Happy New Year and welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we'll be doing TBR prompts, pick my January TBR. But before we hop into the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. Alright, so the physical TBR grew extensively over the holiday season. Some of it was gifted, some of it was bought with Christmas money, and who knows, I still have one more book shopping trip on the schedule with a friend before the week's up, so we'll see. I might do a book haul, it depends on how I'm feeling after the end of this. But today we're going to do my TBR prompts, pick my January TBR. We're going to start fresh, anew, new job, new year, new TBR prompts, and hopefully this year we can read some more books. I think I ended up reading around 84, somewhere in the 84 to 85 range last year. I'm going to set my goal and restart it at 50 this year. Today I'm filming this on December 31st, so if I finish one more book today, I'll be interested to see if that happens. So I guess without further ado, let's hop in the TBR prompts. I am going to pick 6 TBR prompts starting this month. I did pick 5 last year, but I think I can probably do 6 right now. And of course, it'll be split between 4 physical books and then 2 Kindle books. So let's pick the first one. I added about 70 plus TBR prompts to this, so there should be a bunch. So author with same first initial as you. So it'll have to be an author whose first name starts with a T. So that ought to be interesting because those are the ones that are always a little more difficult to find. Prompt number 2, a dark romance. Wow, I don't think I have any dark romance on my physical TBR, so we're starting strong with going to Kindle. I have an idea of a few that I want to read, but we'll see. Third prompt, something with found family in it. That is my favorite trope. So, hopefully I have a lot. I had one fall on the floor, so we're going with this one. Friends to lovers. All right. Let's hope that's in there somewhere. I'm sure it's somewhere. And then prompt number 5 is StoryGraph chooses. So I put this in here because I think I'm going to do a vlog sometime this year where I go on my StoryGraph page and when I just start and I read the first book on the TBR pile for StoryGraph. So I will screen record that and put it on the screen and we'll figure out which one StoryGraph chooses for me. The only caveat with that is I have a few saved to my to be read pile on there that are books that I don't own. So there's that. And it'll have to be a book, if it's the second book in a trilogy or something that I haven't read, then we'll skip to the next one. Then the last prompt on here is a retelling of some sort. So this could be a mythological retelling, a fantasy, like a fairy tale retelling, just something that is a retelling or a remake of an original story. So without further ado, let's pick our books. So this is what the TBR shelf looks like now. I've kind of slightly divided it up. This center section with my CDs will probably get moved because I'm probably going to add some new shelves to my room to spruce up my filming background, so those will go up there. But up here, we basically kind of have mostly fantasy with a little bit of literary fiction. Then I have romance here, and then horror/mystery thriller over there. So I already looked on StoryGraph, and the first book that wasn't the, in the middle of a series that popped up was Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. So we're going to be delving into some classic sci-fi, or what I would assume. I consider Octavia E. Butler to be modern classic, and I know it's sci-fi. So that's that. So then we have to look for a friends to lovers situation. So we have a couple here. Have been trying to finish this forever. I'm not sure what else is friends to lovers off the top of my head. So I think I'm going to take New Adult just because I've been trying to finish that book forever and a day. And this one is Friends to Lovers. I know that. Then we have author whose first name has the same first initial as you. So I can read, oh wait, Timothy Janofsky. He might be the only one. Let me see. Whose name starts with a T. Oh, Tahara Mafi. She starts with a T, so she's on the list. Tessa Gratton. Oh, Chaos and Flame. That was on last month's. Ooh, let's see what else. So my two options are Tahara Mafi or Tessa Gratton. I think I'm going to choose this one just because these two were both on my TBR from last month, and they never got read. So there's that. So we need a book with found family. Now I'm just going to say I think this one, Zodiac Rising by Katie Zhao, just because I know this is going to be like a group of people coming together. So I assume found family will take place in this. I think R.F. Kuang's might also have found family. I'm not sure. But also Saint Seducing Gold could have found family. But yeah, then I'll grab the Octavia E. Butler book in a second. But let's go pick my Kindle books. All right, so the last two I have are dark romance and a retelling. I don't think I have any dark romances saved into my library right now. I have one that may be a little bit dark-ish, and that's Fate Game by Madison Fox, but I don't think that counts. I don't know. So part of me wants to continue Emily McIntyre's, what are they? The Never After novels, because I am in the middle of that series. But I also want to start the Dark Verse series by Runix, so I'm not sure. I may put them both on here. I think I should finish series I'm in the middle of. And I've heard Crossed is really good, because the last two in the series were not amazing. So, and I know Hex just came out, so the series would be completed if I wanted to read that. So in the name of trying to complete series we started, let's add Crossed by Emily McIntyre. And then for a retelling, I have one on here that I haven't read, and it's been on there for a hot second, and that is Most Ardently by, what is his name? Gabe Cole Navoa. This is a queer and trans Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it's a YA novel, so I've been meaning to get around to it, and we like making the TBR as queer as possible. So those are all the books that I've picked this month, so let's go through all of them. We have the stack of books here. So first up for the prompt that says, the author with the same first initial as you, so that'll be an author with the first name T. Technically, this book is two authors, but Tessa is the first author's name on there, so I'm going with Chaos and Flame by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. I don't know if it's Gratton or Gratton, but I've read a few short stories by this author, and I'm excited to see what her full-length novel looks like. I'm quite sure this is queer and dragons and young adult, and I feel like that just fits the vibe. I've been looking at it. This one isn't the oldest book on my TBR, but I'm definitely excited to dive into it. I've been waiting for a month or two to read it, and I didn't get around to it last month because I was eclipsed by my desire to read holiday romances. So that is the first book that we have. The next book is a book featuring found family. We have Zodiac Rising by Katie Zhao. So this book series is one that I kind of just picked up on a whim because it sounded good. It sounded like we were going to have a huge cast of characters. On the fantasy realm, we got like werewolves, dragons, all sorts of things. And then everything's kind of based off of the Chinese zodiac. So I'm excited to see how it works out. It's young adult. I don't know if there's any romance in there, but I picked this one for found family, and I hope there's a lot of found family and a lot of characters to grow in love. And I'm sure this will at least be a 2 or 3 book series to get invested in. Then we have a dark romance. So like I said, in the name of finishing series that we start, Crossed by Emily McIntyre. This is also a retelling, so it's funny that I've got a few on here that could fit multiple prompts, but this is a retelling / reimagining of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. All of her books in this series, this is kind of like dark romance on the lighter end of things. It's not like super heavy dark, but there are dark elements to it. So all of these books in this series focus on reimagining what would happen if the villain of these stories actually was the hero, but also still a dark, villainous, morally gray character. And I've heard a lot of people find this interesting. I do believe the hero of this story is a priest, so that ought to be, we're getting more into taboo territory here. So I'm hoping this one is better, because the first two I really enjoyed. Hooked, Finish in a Day, Scarred was my favorite. Twisted, and what is the other one? Can't remember. Twisted and whatever it is. Twisted and Wretched. Didn't really care too much for those. I didn't really I don't think I hated them as much as some people did, but they were okay. But I've heard everyone say they love this one, and then I know the next one and the final one is a Little Mermaid retelling. So hopefully I can finish this series out this year. Then we have a friends to lovers situation, so hopefully finally we'll finish New Adult by Timothy Janofsky. This book has been on multiple TBRs. I have DNF'd it once out of just pure reading slump situation. The fun fact is this, both times last year I attempted to start this, and this didn't cause my reading slump, but I attempted to put it on my TBR the months that I got into a reading slump, so I don't know if this is the universe telling me you're not going to like this, or you're not going to finish this anytime soon, but it's on here, with the goal and determination that this will be finished this month, because I love Timothy Janofsky's debut novel, Never Been Kissed, and I'm just going through his backlog, so we'll see. Then we have a book that is a retelling, so we're going to go with Most Ardently by Gabe Cole Novoa. Like I said, Pride and Prejudice retelling. I think it's also historical, and it features queer and trans characters. So it's been on the Kindle TBR for a hot second, so hopefully we'll get around to it real soon. Then the last one was the one that StoryGraph chose. So technically the first one that came up was in the middle of the Shatter Me series, which I could have also read this month because it could have fit 2 of these prompts. But I ended up picking the book that is actually the start of a series that came up first, and that is Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. I don't know too much about this other than everyone has been talking about her all over my For You page for the last year. I know it's a sci-fi. I believe it's the first book in a duology, or at least it came in a set of 2 in the little box set that it gave me. And I know it was written in the 90s, but I've heard everyone say that her dystopians and sci-fi still ring true to the problems and issues that we have today. And given how 2025 is probably about to go, you know what? I feel this will ring even truer than before. So that is the last and final book on the TBR for the month. Let me know what you'll be reading this month, and hopefully you'll get to see some of these videos pop up in reading vlogs and hauls real soon. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.